right now on Up with KREM.
I am really short.
The teenager who hit and killed a woman on Spokane South Hill is on his way to juvenile detention.
All those beautiful sunny days we had the past few days, they're gone. We've got cloud cover and a wintry mix heading its way in.
It's officially 2026.
That's so
my
crazy.
Goodness. And if you weren't able to catch the firework displays last night, don't worry, we have you covered.
Happy New Year.
Up with KREM begins now.
Good morning, everyone. 6 o'clock here on January 1st.
January 1, that's crazy.
Here we go. Re-rack it. We're doing it again. Hey, friends. Good morning. I'm Tim Pham.
And I'm Nicole Hernandez. We want to start this new year with a look at your weather because things are changing. Our
cold.
date changed. It's now 2026, and our weather pattern is changing as well. Tim, we had like a beautiful past few days. It was sunny. It was cold, but it was nice to have the sun shining. That's all gone now. Clouds already totally covering our region. It's still cold, 23 degrees, which is basically average for this time of year. But those clouds are indicative of some wintry weather moving its way into the region. This afternoon, we see a wintry mix move in with a potential for rain showers, freezing rain, and even light snow. Depends on where you're at, but we'll talk more in detail about that coming up. By this evening, things kind of turn colder, so we'd get more of a chance for snow until the morning. By the morning, things are all back to rain. Because of this, we're under winter weather advisories for a good part of our region. Again, this for the potential for freezing rain and light snow moving its way in.
Here's a live look at the traffic impact this morning from I-90 in Argonne in Spokane Valley. Barely anyone out on the roadways this morning. Of course, today is New Year's Day. A lot of people have the day off today, so we don't expect a lot of traffic this morning. But if anything changes or if there's any major slowdowns, we'll be sure to let you know about it here on Up with KREM. Of course, this morning is very cold, so don't forget to give yourself a few extra minutes to warm up your vehicle and scrape your windshield. Definitely want to take the entire ice off of the windshield, not just one spot, because it will be very icy. All right, we will check back in on traffic in the next 30 minutes. And with that, Happy New Year. What a beautiful display in downtown Spokane last night. I sure did not see it, but I heard it. A great display. A lot of people gathered to kick off 2026. They actually rang in the New Year with New York. It happened at 9 o'clock. So if you were wondering what was going on at 9 last night, or if your animals were freaking out, they did it at 9 o'clock. So it makes it more family friendly.
It does.
You know what I mean? So there were, of course, a lot of fireworks and light shows at Riverfront Park.
And there was also a show, of course, out in Coeur d'Alene. It was a clear night, so perfect for fireworks. And they did two shows. They did the one at 9 and the one at midnight.
A lot of fireworks.
And probably one of the most famous celebrations is the ball drop in Times Square. As always, thousands of people pack Times Square, and something cool about the ball drop this year is we'll see it drop for the second time on July 3rd for America's 250th birthday.
Oh, cool. Well, today is a federal holiday, so expect some businesses to be closed. But here's a few places that are still open. Walmart and Target are both open today, along with Fred Meyer and Safeway. Meantime, Costco and Trader Joe's will be closed today. They'll be back open tomorrow. Banks, the post office, and city and county offices are closed today as well. For those in Spokane and Coeur d'Alene, your garbage will be a day late. So if you normally have your garbage pickup today, it'll be picked up tomorrow instead. And then Friday pickups will be pushed back to Saturday.
To other news now, the teenager who hit and killed a Chaz Health executive over the summer is now on his way to a juvenile detention facility.
KREM 2's Cody Proctor was in the courtroom when Keegan Forshee admitted his guilt in the death of Sarah Doxey.
The state will now decide how long Keegan Forshee, now 18 years old, will spend in custody. He was 17 when prosecutors say he hit Sarah Doxey with a car back in mid-July, a crime he admitted to Wednesday.
I am really short.
Judge Jeremy Schmidt stuck to the state sentencing guideline, 30 to a maximum 80 weeks in juvenile detention, though he said he wished he could do more.
We are talking about the life and its impact on each of you and the ripples that it had through our community, and then we're talking about a sentence of weeks.
One of those ripples was in Sarah's jogging partner, was by her side in the moments she was hit.
All of a sudden, I felt pain in my left arm. I turned around and I said out loud, I feel like I said out loud, "What's going on?" Sarah had been on my left, I was on the right, and she was gone.
She says she saw a black car 20 feet away crashed into a tree. She watched as Forshee ran away, leaving Sarah on the street. Forshee's mother said he does understand the impact of his actions.
I have watched my light-hearted, funny son carry overwhelming remorse and grief. I see it in his eyes, and I hear it in his silence.
Doxy's family says no outcome would equal justice, but also told Forshee to use this to create a life that gives, not takes.
Until the day I die, I will spend time on that day praying for Keegan, praying he will become a man Sarah would be proud of, a man society will know as a good man who rose above his failings.
An update now on the parvo outbreak at Scraps. They had to euthanize 4 dogs, and they're still treating 1 more. Scraps says they're not going to adopt out any adult dogs for the next 2 weeks now. Puppies are still up for adoption, though, because they're housed in a different area. For the time being, Scraps will also not take in any other dogs unless it's an emergency. Parvo is a highly contagious disease, but dogs can be vaccinated against it. Meanwhile, Spokane is still closed today. They're still dealing with a virus that is making many of their dogs sick. Right now, 10 of their 30 dogs have pneumonia from this virus. Spokane gave the dogs some antibiotics, and luckily they have been getting better. This is just affecting their kennels, so adoption centers at PetSmarts and Petcos are still open.
The man suspected of a brutal murder in Spokane died in Boise. 55-year-old Robert David was accused of murdering and dismembering 20-year-old Kayla Williams back in 2012. Her remains were found in a sleeping bag in southwest Spokane. 10 years later, her death was ruled a homicide, and Spokane police recommended murder charges to the Spokane County Prosecutor's Office. However, Davis was never officially charged. Last year, he was released to a Boise halfway house where he was on parole for a 2014 battery case out of Coeur d'Alene. He died on Tuesday night.
A big part of Highway 2 will reopen this morning. This is the section that was originally scheduled to reopen on Sunday. Remember, this is the highway that had to close from major flooding a few weeks ago.
WashDOT says the stretch from Skycomish to Stevens Pass just opened up within the last few minutes at 6 a.m. A pilot car will remain in place east of the summit during daytime hours, with a detour in place between Leavenworth and Coles Corner. Officials stress this should not be considered a through route across the mountains. And WashDOT is reminding people to not go around the pilot car directing traffic. They shared these pictures of a driver going around. They say doing this is not safe and puts crews and other drivers in danger.
All right, so we're actually tracking a little bit of fog that's moving its way through the region, and because of our temperatures, there's a chance that this is freezing fog. Right now, the hardest hit spot is down in Lewiston, but just west of Spokane, we're also seeing a little bit less visibility, as well as out in Moses Lake. Spokane looks like it just updated to have about 7 miles of visibility, so not crazy, but there is some fog out there. And again, the temperatures does make that a little bit more dangerous. All of these spots that have freezing fog today have a higher chance of having freezing rain later today. So that's why we really want to keep an eye on where it's foggy this morning. Because of the chance for freezing rain later today, we are actually under a weather impact alert for today. That is icy roads, particularly through central Washington. But again, it's those spots that have freezing fog this morning that will have a higher likelihood of those icy conditions later today.
Still ahead on Up with KREM, we are taking a look back at the legacy of Justice Mary Yu is leaving behind. Well, the Rose Parade is today. A look at some of the floats coming up. And it's time for your wake-up call. Today being New Year's Day, we want to know, what are your New Year's resolutions? Here's what you're saying. Someone says that theirs is they don't make resolutions anymore, and so far, so good. I like it. Someone else said that they quit cigarettes. Congrats to you.
Good job.
And then someone else saying exercise. I'm with you on that one. Let us know what your New Year's resolutions are or resolution. Text us at 509-448-2000 or use the hashtag UpWithKREM on social media. Now let's take you live outside with a look from Riverfront Park. It was poppin' last night, literally. There was fireworks going off all night and even this morning. Hopefully we're done with that because my dogs were not happy last night. But we're happy to have a new year and we're glad you're starting it off with us here on Up with KREM.